Why, hello everyone. As you can see, I am still extremely tired. We have been going through all of our belongings and throwing away stuff we don't want or need, cleaning stuff, reorganizing stuff, and all of that. And there is good stuff coming down the pipeline. I'm just not sharing anything until it is complete. So there's that. But I wanted to keep some of my series alive, some of my series going. I'm going to make an attempt to film the Sacrifice series, Torah portion with the Physics series, and um, Signs and Symbols series, what I'm doing today. I'm telling you, my brain is just like not here. Um, I'm going to try to pre record these on Sunday, so you might see me in the same outfit throughout the week, but it's just because I'm going to make an attempt to pre record stuff. If not, I just won't be I won't be here for a week, maybe in a short here or there, but maybe I'll do what I've been doing, making posts with AI photos, just to keep myself in a routine. It's really important for me to keep myself in a routine. Next week is going to be pretty rough for us as far as routine goes, but the following week we'll be back in full swing into our routine, and so that'll be nice. But it's easier for me to go back into a routine if I've kept my routine as closely as possible. So anyway, today we're talking about signs and symbols, and we're just going to keep it light, and we're going to talk about, I'm telling you, I'm tired. We're going to talk about dream catchers. What is the deal with dream catchers? Where do they come from? Are we allowed to use them? And the story of the dream catcher is quite weird. They're really cute and they're really beautiful, but they are problematic. And the story behind it is just it's very strange. A dream catcher is a handmade object rooted in Native American culture, particularly associated with the Ojibwe people. Its purpose is to protect the sleeper, especially children, from bad dreams and negative spirits. Traditionally, it's made with a hoop, often willow, strung with a web of sinew or cord, and decorated with feathers, beads, and other sacred items. The idea is that it acts like a filter. Good dreams, being gentle and light, slip through the web and slide down the feathers to reach the sleeper. Bad dreams, on the other hand, get caught in the web and burn away with the light of morning. It's hung above the bed or near a sleeping area to do its work. Now, this description sounds at best like superstition. If you break a mirror in your house, you'll get bad luck. Things like this. It's just something silly that maybe comforts people when they go to sleep. But then there's the backstory. In Ojibwe tradition, the spider woman known as Asbikashi is a spiritual figure tied to protection and care, especially for children. She is not a goddess in a big, flashy sense, but more of a nurturing presence, a kind of cosmic caregiver. The name itself hints at the role. Asbikashi roughly translates to spider, linking her to the web weaving that inspires the dream catcher. The story goes that she watched over the Ojibwe people, particularly the little ones, keeping them safe from harm, including bad dreams or evil spirits. Her web wasn't just a trap for danger, it was a shield, filtering out the bad while letting the good vibes through. Back when Ojibwe lived more tightly knit around the Great Lakes, she would tend to everyone directly, but as they spread out across what's now Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and into Canada, it got tougher for her to reach every cradle, so the women started making dream catchers to extend power, mimicking her web with willow and sinew. Again, the truth about the story is this is probably just some tribal grandma of the whole village who just wanted to comfort the children so they wouldn't be scared to have nightmares at night. Having someone check under your bed or in your closet for the monsters or boogeyman or things like that. So this was probably her way of telling the children that they're safe as long as their dream catcher is there, they can sleep well at night. And is there anything inherently wrong with this? According to Jewish law, as coded in Shulchan Aruch, adultery involves worshiping or attributing divine power to anything other than one God of Judaism. This includes objects, symbols, or practices that are associated with non-Jewish religious or spiritual traditions, especially if they are intended to invoke supernatural powers or protect from entities other than God. The Shulchan Aruch prohibits Jews from engaging, benefiting from, or even possessing objects associated with adultery unless they are repurposed or neutralized, i.e., by destroying their idolatrous significance. If a Jew uses a dream catcher with the intention or belief that it provides protection through Absbi Kadashi or its own inherent power, it would likely be considered idolatrous under Shulchan Aruch. This is because it would involve attributing divine or supernatural power to non-Jewish spiritual object or entity, which is strictly forbidden. In Jewish law, codified in the Shulchan Aruch, the status of an object as idolatrous isn't solely determined by how it's currently used, but also how its original purpose, intent, and association with idolatry. If an object was created or designated for idolatrous purposes, it retains a problematic status unless it is explicitly neutralized or repurposed in a way that removes its idolatrous significance. Look, as much as I think that this was probably just some Safta in a village trying to comfort children and just made up a cute story to tell them, people from these backgrounds did believe in calling on spirits and did have certain rituals that they did that invoked spirits. So it does have a problematic status. Now, are dream catchers made today made by these people? No, most of them are made in a factory in China somewhere. There is a shop in Jerusalem where they make these, which is why I'm talking about this now, because I always thought it was an eyesore. It's just not something that comes from us. It's not our thing, it's not our culture, it's not our background. We have mezuzahs, we have prayers that we say before going to bed, and different things like washing ourselves and stuff like this to keep impure spirits away from us. It's just not something that's ours, and so it's problematic in these areas. And I personally would just stay away from it. The Shulchan Aruch and related Talmudic sources emphasize that objects associated with adultery, such as created for worship, veneration, or invocation of a non-divine entity, remain forbidden for Jews to possess, benefit from, or use, even if the individual doesn't intend to use them idolatrously. In this case, if a dream catcher was crafted with the intent to invoke Absbi Kashi, it would be considered an object tied to adultery regardless of how a Jewish person might use it. The original purpose and association with a non-Jewish entity make it problematic under Jewish law. The whole purpose of me doing this whole series about signs and symbols is because we're very ignorant about the origins of many things. The Hamzahan, the all-seeing eye, the dream catcher. We're so ignorant about their origins, and yet we decorate our homes with them. We are essentially inviting in mysterious spirits and energies into our home unknowingly. And this is what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to keep our authentic values and our authentic traditions, and choosing our own stuff over foreign stuff. We're choosing our own culture and our own objects that God has permitted us to use. The pomegranate is an object God permitted us to use. Different stones that are on the vest of our own, if you wanted to decorate your house with those to remember this and things like this would all be part of our tradition and linking us to our own culture and background, and it's something that should not be foreign to us. But instead, because we're so drenched in idolatry and we're not even aware how bad it is, that we just have all these things in our homes without being aware of what they are and where they come from. And it's just a bit of advice to do some research, to know what you're bringing into your home, and to be fully conscious and aware as you decorate your house.